Did our elected officials participate in mass murder? Let's talk about it. Morning, folks. So the question this morning is, did our elected officials participate in an organized mass murder? Starting in January, our country was negatively affected by the beverage bug, a highly contagious, not exactly fatal in most cases, had a 0.03% fatality rate in most age groups, with the exception of the age group between 65 and 100. Now, them being the worst hit, they made up 75% of the fatalities in New York State. And I'm going to use New York State for my example this morning because that's the most accurate statistics I can find online right now. As I find more, I'll update these numbers for you, but for now, we're going to use New York State. So in New York State, 75% of the fatalities attributed to the beverage bug were in the age group from 65 to 100. It was a total of 11,207 people died. Now, the mayor of New York and the governor of New York say that there was nothing they could do. They had to put these people somewhere. They had to get them help. But there's a problem with that. There were other options. There were the hospital ships. There were field hospitals that were never used. There were emergency rooms that largely saw no increase in business. There was other places they could send people rather than sending them to a place where they knew the virus existed and the non-beverage bug issues they were going to the doctor for, things like, just the average everyday senior citizen problems, the flu, arthritis pain, things like that. But these people were directly exposed to these COVID patients on purpose. Now you might say there has to be a motive for it to be murder. Cui bono, who benefits? And I got an answer for you. You see, on January 24th of 2020, House Bill 5672 was introduced. And what 5672 is designed to do is create a committee to analyze the way Social Security retirement benefits are being applied and distributed. It seeks to use tools like telling people that the money they paid into their Social Security isn't theirs because they might have saved money somewhere else, like a trust fund or a company-funded retirement program or an IRA or something. And let me be clear, your Social Security is your money. You paid that money into a system so you can have it in your later years. It's not socialism, like people like to say it is. You worked for it. You paid into it. It's responsible saving. Yes, the government runs it, but it's still your money. Now, again, you have to ask who benefits. Well, you got this House Bill 5672 that wants to establish this committee to look at how the money's been divvied and spent per member and how it's being applied to Medicare and things like that. And also, one of the other goals of the committee is to analyze how the Social Security fund has been used. There are a lot of politicians who don't want you to know that because your savings in the Social Security fund have become their cash cow. And they don't want you to know how much they have stolen from you. But just to put this in perspective for you, I've got some numbers here. Now, the average Social Security retiree benefits paid out per month is $1,503. Okay? Now, if you take the 11,207 people that have died, that's $16,844,121,000 a year. Or a month, I apologize. $16,844,121 a month. If you round it up to a year, that's $202,129,452. Yeah, your elected officials are going to save. Who benefits? Quo bono. In this case, the elected officials who are going to be able to stabilize Social Security spending, because a lot more than 11,207 seniors died. And this doesn't account for other funds that are being freed up by murdering these people. Veterans benefits, retirement from government positions, things like that. Yeah, those two. But right now, just from Social Security and those 11,000 people, we can clearly see somebody stands to profit, and profit handsomely. $202 million a year just on that little number right there, 11,207 people. Tell me that doesn't look bad. I invite you to get online and do your research. Ask questions. If you have a loved one that died in this crap, you especially need to ask questions. If we don't, and we don't hold people accountable now, this is going to be some footnote in history that people don't care about. Wrongdoing was done, and it needs to be investigated and dealt with. As always, folks, be decent to each other, because we're all in this together. God bless.